Hey guys, it's Ryan Martin here from Revive. I want you to listen up to Gary Rothwell's story, especially if you've been dealing with any gut issues like gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, if you've had any sort of chronic inflammation, if you maybe get brain fog so you're not so mentally alert, then listen to Gary's story. He goes into what he's been struggling with and how we've helped him.
The backstory behind my health issues really was for years I've just neglected really what I ate. And although at times and periods where I did eat well, I'd probably consume too much. And then when I did go into sessions of I suppose binge eating is probably the way to do it. I'd seriously overconsume on all the bad types of foods, and that was having a negative impact on my health. I suffered from, I'm a bit suffering from wind. Bad gas, and it was uncomfortable for me, uncomfortable in my I suppose my digestive tract in my stomach area, and it was also uncomfortable for people around me as well, because it wasn't very pleasant, and it didn't smell very nice, and that was embarrassing for me as a person. It was embarrassing for my wife, and just not a very nice environment to live yourself, and I kind of almost accepted the fact that that was how it was going to be for the rest of my life. Put a time scale on it, probably I would say 15 years, I would say, and I'd always kind of just said it's just me, it's who I am, and I'd kind of told myself that story to accept the fact that I was going to have to live with it and just carry on. But it wasn't just that either. It was the fact over the last couple of years I'd got Raynaud's syndrome. So my fingers and my toes were getting the slightest bit of cold. My fingers would just go white and numb. And I'm a kettlebell athlete as well, which representing my country. So I rely on my finger strength to get through my kettlebell sessions and compete, and I couldn't train properly because I couldn't hold the kettlebells long enough, and therefore it was having an impact on that. That was having an impact on my morale, my just general well-being and health, and also my relationships with other people. I'd kind of not go out sometimes if I knew I was having a bad gas period of time, and it was inhibiting my social life. It was inhibiting my athletic performance, and therefore my mood, my well-being, my relationships, basically. I think the turning point to actually do something about it was that it happened in front of people. I had a gas episode in front of other people, and it was embarrassing, and I was actually made aware of somebody who could help, I suppose. I'd tried remedies given to me by doctors and specialists, and nothing seemed to work, really. If anything, it got worse, and I didn't fancy having to take pills and medication and pay for prescriptions for the rest of my life just to maintain how I was. I wanted to get better, I wanted to get healthier, and I suppose it was literally just awareness and someone knowing that there was somebody out there who could help me, and just, and the more I looked into it, the evidence kind of spoke for itself. The results that you'd had previously spoke for themselves, so I decided to trust and invest in myself and in the process, really. Well, the impact of my program was instantly, within a couple of days of starting, I felt better about myself. I was starting to see results, and they were slow to begin with. I won't tell anybody any lies. The first week was pretty hard, because as I came off these substances that were causing these issues, my body was fighting back, because it was addicted to them, caffeine, dairy, those types of things, but after a short period of time I started to feel much better about myself. my gut issues started to resolve themselves over a period of weeks. When 15 years I'd lived with it, over a period of weeks I started to get better, and I started to also see secondary effects as well. My skin was not better, my mental alertness was more sharp, I was sleeping better, I was feeling better about myself. I lost loads of weight. I wasn't carrying much, I wouldn't have said I was carrying that much weight to begin with, but I lost a load of weight and I shredded up, which then made my life easier, basically. You know, I was able to do other things. I've taken up some hobbies now that I wasn't able to do because I just felt I can move better, basically. So there's been some massive positive effects on what I wanted to get fixed, but there's also been tertiary effects that have been productive towards my lifestyle as well. Yes, it's made me more aware of what I eat, what I consume, not just what I eat, what I consume, what's in things, how they are produced, manufactured, and how I source things as well. You know, I'm much more aware now of going to a butcher's rather than supermarket, which is on a secondary note. It's kind of helping the local guy or girl out as well, because I'm putting money back into their pocket. So it's sustainability of all that as well, which makes me feel better about myself. You know, which has a positive effect going forward. And yeah, I realise that I can. The mental approach as well. I realise that I can take my foot off the gas for a meal, and I can go out and accept the fact that something's going to happen. But I've got methods and strategies to put in place to mitigate that problem, and I can just get straight back on it and carry on.
So you're more in tune with your body?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. More in tune, and my surroundings as well. You know what I'm doing. As part of your programme, I've taken up Tai Chi as well, which 6 months ago I'd probably turned my nose up, and then I'm not doing any of that namby-pamby nonsense, but it makes me feel great, puts me in a good place, and it puts me in tune with my inner self. And I don't want to sound as though I'm being all soft and all that kind of stuff, I suppose, but it truly has done. Yeah. If there was anybody sat on the fence wondering whether this would help them, if any of the stuff I've said resonates with them at all in any way, shape or form, then stop wasting your time. Don't worry. I know it's a silly thing to say, don't worry about the money aspect, because what's more important, your health, your long-term happiness, your emotional well-being, or money. Now, if money's more important to you than all those things, then fine, don't sign up. But if you want to be healthier, happier, more alert, more alive for the rest of your life, because what Ryan does, what you do, educates you as well, and you've got all the resources to back it up as well, and the support, then you'd be crazy not to do it.
So guys, that was Gary Rothwell's story, and he'd been dealing for years with chronic issues with his gut, with his energy, with his mental clarity, and obviously these were all impacting his social life. And he was someone who was in the fitness industry for years and years. So if you've seen the improvements in him and you feel like this is something that you need to do, maybe you've been dealing with a chronic gut issue, gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, maybe you've been getting mental problems, so you're not as mentally sharp as you want to be, maybe you've been getting massive inflammation or chronic fatigue or any sort of chronic issue, then all we need to do is click the link or put a comment in the box below, and we'll get back to you and we'll be in touch with you as soon as possible.